most people, it seems like. Okay, cool. So biggest thing that you want to do when on the phone is explain the service that you're going to provide for them. You don't just like, hey, can I come over, sharpen, cool, this time, and then that's it. No, you gotta, hey, this is what's gonna happen. So I'm gonna go over what I say, and I'll kind of do it real slow so that way you guys can kind of write it down. Once I book the appointment, I do the same thing. I offer 2 times, book the appointment. Hey, Ms. Jones, just real quick, just so you know how this is gonna work, I'm gonna do a full inspection on your Cutco. Do a full inspection on your Cutco. Go over some uses to keep your knives sharper for longer. Go over some uses to keep your knives sharper for longer. I'm going to sharpen up all the straight edges for you. Sharpen the serrated edges for you. And I will even help you send off anything damaged or broken. If you're full-time, this is just something that you guys should all know. If you're full-time, you should be sending off your customer stuff yourself. If you're not, and you're in school, which is totally fine to do service calls, just explain how the factory service works and how your customer is able to send off the knives. And then the last thing I say is really important. Hey, and while I'm there, I'm going to show you some of the new packages and programs. While I'm there, I'm going to show you some of the new packages and programs. I say all of this for a big reason. It's just to make sure that they don't like just throw me in the kitchen, say like, hey, there are the knives, and leave. I've done that before. You don't really get much from it. So you want to set the proper expectations like, hey, I'm going to be sitting with you. We're going to be going through some names and uses. I'm going to sharpen up all the straight edges for you, the serrated ones, help you send off anything that needs to be sent off due to being damaged or broken. And then while I'm there, I'm going to go over some of the new packages and programs with you. Cool? Everybody got that? Thumbs up again? Make sure everybody's engaged. Perfect. All right. So on the service call, the first thing everybody should do, if you've heard me speak before, you know I'm going to harp about this, is share your goals. Everybody should have a goal thermometer. I don't care that it's not push. It doesn't matter. Make a goal thermometer for the rest of the year. So plan out what the rest of your year wants to look like. Your Cutco goals, your personal goals, financial goals, scholarship goals, whatever it is, school goals. Athletic, if you're into running, so you want to run 2 10Ks this fall, whatever it is, put it on your goal thermometer, get your customers excited about you. That's the first thing. So you want to make sure you have that. Now, another thing you guys are going to do is as you're inspecting these knives and going through them, you want to kind of ask them questions, keep them engaged. So like, every time I pick up a chef's knife, it's like, hey, what are y'all using this for? Cool. Do y'all use this one on watermelon by any chance? I know a lot of my clients like do that. Y'all do? Okay, cool. The next phrase that I'm going to say, very important. You're going to want to write this down. Hey, I'm going to show you another knife that works amazingly on watermelon, on carrots, on, spaghetti squash, it doesn't matter what it is. Every single knife you go over, like, hey, what are y'all using it for? Oh, you're using the trimmer for raw meats? Cool. Hey, I'm going to show you a knife in a little bit that zips right through raw meats like butter. So what you're doing is you're kind of preparing them like, okay, cool, he's going to show me some new knives. Awesome. So once you get through all the inspections, you're helping them send them off, sharpen up all the straight edges. The first thing I always dive into is this phrase. You'll heard me speak. You know what's coming. Hey, did you know you qualify for our upgrade program? Hey, did you know you qualify for our upgrade program? Then a new phrase I've been saying recently is Cutco actually designed this package. Cutco actually designed this package for our clients that have your set. Cutco actually designed this package for our clients that have your set. At that point, they're like, what's an upgrade? What is that? Everybody should have one of these. Look up for 1 second. Everybody should have one of these in their blue book, either in a side pocket or in the rings when you're doing service calls. This piece of paper has sold me, if I had to guess, probably $150,000 to $250,000. Like, this piece of paper is money because it makes the program seem legit. So if you don't have this program, I think you can get one from your manager. If not, I know Alex here can tell you exactly how to get it. Just make sure you guys have one of these. Put it in your blue book. It is a requirement for service calls. So she was like, okay, cool. What's the upgrade program? You pull this bad boy out. Now this brochure tells you exactly what to say. What is an upgrade? You get the block, 1 pair of super shears, 9 knives, and then 4 table or steak knives. It's going to say this right here. You're going to show that to him. And then you say, can I show you what those new knives are real quick? Awesome. And you go through this middle section here and do some names and uses. So I heard Alan gave you all a pretty good talk on some names and uses. So I'm going to do mine. Maybe there'll be some overlap. Maybe there'll be some stuff that you guys haven't heard of. So check it out. I always start at the top. Hands Jones, you get a pair of shears with your upgrade. Do you already have a pair of shears? You do. You got one with your homemaker. Cool. Cutco designed this package to give you another pair because they know that most people need more than 1 pair of shears in the kitchen because your husband's going to end up taking it outside. Your kids are always using it. It's impossible to find the shears when you need them. So we get you a second pair. If you really want, I can take them out since I'm one of our service professionals. I'd write that down. If you want, I can take them out since I'm one of your service, I am a service professional. That's if they have the shears already. If they don't have the shears, of course, don't mention it. Jones, you also get the 4-inch paring knife. This one's really cool because you have the little small one that comes in your set. We came out with its big brother to use on the cutting board. So that way you can peel and pare and also go ahead and cut with it. Ms. Jones, are you using this small paring knife on the cutting board, by the way? You are? Okay. Just to let you know, you're actually not supposed to do that. Don't worry, I'm not going to call the cops on you. But the small paring knife is just meant for in the air. Taking top off strawberries, cutting up bananas, your small fruits and veggies in the air. This one is the one for the cutting board. I'm going to pause for a second and get my dog out. So give me 1 second, guys.
Is this part of the lecture?
Mm-hmm. No.
Xander, stop talking shit.
I'm sure y'all didn't want to hear squeaking, so you're welcome. So the next step is the cheese knife. Ms. Jones, this is your sticky, starchy foods knife. It's for blocks of cheese, potatoes, tomatoes. Holes in it make it so that nothing sticks. This is where you insert your jokes if you want to. You can only use it 6 days a week because it's cheesy, or because it's holy. Now it's a cheesy joke. I'll cut it out. Throw it as many of them as you want in there. I want to get them alive. Throw all of them in there. And you got the boning knife. Jones, this is your raw meats knife for trimming fat off meat, meat off the bone. They know what a boning knife is. Fat off meat, meat off the bone. Your hearty slicer. This is your heavy duty foods knife. Disjointing chicken, racks of ribs. It's for all of your tough meats. Then you get your Santoku chef's knife. Ms. Jones, can I let you in on a little secret? I do an extra customization for my clients on this knife because we go ahead and get you the smaller one. 7-inch. So that way you'll have your large and your small chopper. Check this one out. You pull out the Teat Santoku, and you're like, ooh, I like that one. Yeah, so I do free customization on this package for you to get you the small chopper. Makes you seem credible. So it's really cool there to go ahead and plug yourself as being your professional. Even if you've only done a couple service calls, you've been certified to do service calls, so you're now a professional. Next up, the petite slicer. This one's super quick and easy. Hey, you get your mini bread knife, French bread, shredding lettuce, heads of cabbage, and cutting cakes. By the way, guys, if you have any of these knives, it's nice to kind of like have them out so you can kind of give them those so that way they can feel them. If you don't, it's okay. I've sold without having knives out just by using this sheet. It's okay, but the more Cutco you have on your appointments, the more Cutco you'll sell. The next one's my personal favorite, the vegetable knife with the squared blade, Miss Jones. Am I going too fast? Good? Okay. Next one's my personal favorite, veggie knife with the squared blade. You can chop with the front, chop with the back, scoop everything up, throw it into your pot really, really easily. And if you have it, here's what you say when you hand it to them. Give a second. Power pause. And it's not as heavy as most people think. And it's not as heavy as most people think. Just hand it to them, they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, it's so heavy. But when you say, oh, it's not as heavy as most people think, and you're like, oh, yeah, you're right. Because you just said that. Random tip that you can put off to the side. This is the same reason why when we hand people our flatware, we say, hey, this is why all my customers love this, because it's lightweight but really heavy duty. Same kind of concept. So if y'all don't have that note on flatware yet, write that down. All my customers love it because it's lightweight and heavy duty. Cool. Next up, you got your cleaver. This is where you want to kind of share a story. I find that upgrades are either sold or not sold based off of the cleaver. So you want to use a story here, whether it's you, your mom, a good friend. You could even use me. Hey, one of my good friends that I work with uses the cleaver all the time because what's cool, Miss Jones, is you can freeze ground beef, freeze sausage, take the cleaver out, cut straight through, no problem. Use a third person story right there. Because most people, when they see the cleaver, they're going to respond with, oh my God, I would never use that. But everybody freezes stuff. Instead of having to defrost it, you can just take the cleaver out, boom, cut straight through. Really cool. And then if you want to put some jokes in here, this knife is also perfect for neighbors, home intruders, and husbands that act up. Haha, they always love it. And then the salmon knife. So this is your meat knife. So it's your thin slicer. Share this story here. If you go to the State Fair of Texas, let's write this down. State Fair of Texas is the National Brisket Knife. It's like a big thing, a big banner at the State Fair of Texas. My name's and uses for it: brisket, flank steak, tri-tip. And then you ask them, hey, do you guys ever do watermelon? I'd recommend showing a video of that knife cutting through watermelon. It blows people's minds, especially when you can scoop the watermelon right off the rind. Show them the video. So as you can see, Miss Jones, the upgrade is designed for our customers that have your set and wanted to always have the right tool for the right job. Right tool for the right job. Ms. Jones, you also get the option to stick with the small steak knives, or you can upgrade and have a couple of these, and then you hand them a steak knife. I always use the line saying, most of my clients prefer the steak knife over the table knife for when they're actually doing steak. Which do you guys prefer? The reason I say this is because our customers don't want to feel left out. They want to fit in. So most people are going to say, yeah, I could see myself having a couple of these. It'd be cool. You show them that. And if they pick the steak knife, at the bottom of your upgrade here, it says, ask about upgrading to a full set with 12 steak knives. You guys have this and haven't looked at that part before, it's a really, really good thing to do. So if they pick the steak knife, just let them know, like, hey, by the way, we do have an option for your upgrade to come with 12 steak knives instead of just 4 if you wanted to have the bigger steak knives. So for them that, and then you have them pick out the colored block. So some of the common objections you're going to get there is, oh my gosh, that set is so huge. I don't have space on my counter. Take this, hand up, and I put it on their counter. That's how wide the block is, Ms. Jones. I put it right there. They're like, oh, yeah, that's fine. Every time. Because people look at this, and for some reason they think it's like 3 feet long. I don't know why. But the width is less than the width of a sheet of paper. Set it on their counter. Like, that's where your block's going to go. Of course, you can move it to that side or wherever, but that's how wide it's going to be. That's the most common objection that I got for the upgrade. I'm going to go over some closing tips, and then we're going to bounce back to if your client says, I'm good on knives. I'll show you how to pivot and show other patterns. So when in closing, you should have your show specials binder with you. Raise your hand if you have one of these. Should be everybody on the events team, right, Alex? Yes. Okay, cool. So everybody should have one of these. When in closing, they're like, okay, cool. How much is the upgrade? Yeah, let me pull it up for you. You open up your show specials and you show them the ultimate with steak knives. Just so you know, Ms. Jones, the whole set that we're looking at retails for $44.58. Power pause. The whole set retails for $44.58. But what's cool about you guys being Cutco owners is you're not going to spend anywhere near that. Then everybody should have a page in here in your special binder. I know mine looks a little different. I use a different bird. Everybody should have a page that has the upgrade in it. So again, we just looked at a $4,400 price tag. So that's our start. Then when we go ahead and pull up our upgrade page, Ms. Jones, your upgrade is only $23.86. But what's great about you guys being preferred Cutco customers is we allow you to split it up over 5 months. It's like a reverse layaway, where we just do a fifth of it today. We ship everything to you right away. You get 30 days. Try it out. Make sure you love it. And if you decide that the knives are just too good and too sharp, you can send it back and get a refund. But you're going to love it. most of our clients do. So we just bill you once a month for 5 months. And that's your upgrade. And then you can drop down, you can give a deal, they're on the fence. Y'all should know how to close from there. Call your manager if you need to. Say, hey, we're looking at this package. By the way, mine includes the price of the cutting board set with the sharpener. I'm not sure if the one y'all uses does, but just make a note of that. Take off the shears if you need to, whatever you got to do. And then I always show them page right here that has the 10 or the 12 steak knives. Show them the price of this one too. So like, hey, just so you know, we could completely upgrade your steak knives. It'd be just this today if y'all wanted to do that. I've sold quite a bit of those. I'll teach y'all an advanced tip on this. If you're closing this, upserve into the just selling them an ultimate. So the price of this $3,200. Upserve the ultimate. The ultimate's $3,600. And then you tell them, hey, send off your set. Have a fantastic gift for a family or a friend, and you guys have a brand new set of knives. So that's kind of how you do that. And then, like I said, if you need to drop down, just kind of take out your notebook. Everybody should bring a notebook. Write everything out, and then drop down or give them a deal. Quick tip on dropping down from the Alti upgrade is, again, we're starting at a complete upgrade. So that's 9 knives, pair of shears, 4 table or steak knives, and a block. If they're like, look, I love the knives. They're great. I just can't swing that. You get that every once in a while, like, hey, no worries. Completely understand. Can I share with you what most of my clients do who want the upgrade? Everybody's going to say yes. Mr. Jones, we do what's called our builder program. Write down builder program. Mr. Jones, what the builder program is we get you the block and the pieces that you know you're going to use and love right away, and we build your upgrade over time. What the builder program is we give you the block, pieces you know you're going to love and use, and we build your upgrade over time. Give you all that. Now, why do I talk about the builder program? What is that? Why should you all sell builder program? I have so many clients that are out there right now that have an Alti block, all their homemaker pieces, and like 2 or 3 knives. I get a call a couple times a month from those clients saying like, hey Seth, I want to complete my upgrade, or hey Seth, I want to get a couple more knives. Because your customer is now going to have a Cutco set, Cutco block with open. And most people, that would drive them nuts. So most of my clients typically complete their upgrade in less than a year. If you guys have a good system to set reminders, like if you're using Google Calendar, you can set a reminder to check in with your builder program customers on month 6. So they've paid off their upgrade, their builder upgrade, check in with them on month 6. Saying like, hey, how's the block treating? So I got all your fingers, awesome. Well, hey, just to let you know, most of my clients typically work towards completing their upgrade once their builder set is paid off. You guys want to see what that looks like real quick while I got you on the phone? And then you show them the new pieces, remind them what they're missing, build value, do names and uses, send pictures while you're on the phone with them, and close. So that is my upgrade and my drop down. I try and get everybody in an multi-block if possible. It's not to say I won't sell a Siggy upgrade or a Homie upgrade or anything like that. But I try to get everybody into an ultimate block because I know, and in my heart, I believe you need to have a complete set. So otherwise, you're just missing the best pieces that Cutco has to offer. And I'll share that with clients too. Like everybody's like, "Hey, I'm good on knives." Like whenever somebody tells me that, I'm like, "Hey, just to let you know, you're missing some of the best pieces that Cutco has to offer. We could look at them today, or I've got some other packages that Cutco asks me to share while I'm here. Do you at least want to like see what the new knives are?" So I'll give you a lesson. That was a lot of info. You'll at least want to see what the new knives are, just for fun. So if a customer's like, "No, I'm still good on, I'm good on knives," or whatever they say, hey, no worries. Let me show you the other packages that Cutco's come out with recently. Another requirement for you on your service calls is having this brochure, the family program. Raise your hand if you've sold anything on the family program before. Okay, a couple of us. Okay, cool. So it's a very easy way to explain this to a customer. Hey, Ms. Jones, we actually created this program for our customers that love their Cutco and want to spread the love of Cutco to family and friends. So what we do is we give you discounts on our sets that you can't get anywhere else when you buy multiples for family and friends. Second. In an ideal world, who would you want to gift Cutco to? Okay, your 3 daughters. Awesome. Write down their names. Cool. And then you go through the different options in this brochure and figure out which one is best for them. And then you just give them a slight discount on their order and tell them like, "Hey, since you're ordering 3, you get X off every single set." So that'd be $50, $70. You don't want to give away all the table knives for free. You're not giving away an ultimate. When they buy 3, get 1. No, you're giving them like $200 off on each set if they buy. Because that's a heck of a discount. Raise your hand if you agree that like Cutco is worth it. It's worth every penny, right? So the discounts that Cutco already does on the packages are worth it and make sense for people just to buy outright. When you offer them an extra incentive to buy multiples, it's a no-brainer. They've got to have that belief in Cutco and that belief in our pricing to sell on the family program. But even just having this brochure and mentioning something like what I said, I know when I first got this, I sold 2 homemakers on like my first week having this brochure because I said something like, "Hey, Ms. Jones, Cutco gives you discounts when you buy sets for family members." She bought 2 homemakers on top of like an upgrade or something. It was pretty good. Decent order. It was like 4 or 5 days. So another one to have in your Blue Book. I keep mine in the pocket as well as in my book. So next up for you, want to make sure you have a Cutco kitchen in your Blue Book.
You got a question, Xander?
And this is where you go over 4 packages with your customers. Alex, what time do I have to go till?
Got another
How we
like
doing?
10 minutes.
10 minutes, so? Okay, cool. All right. So, Jones, just so you guys know, Cutco actually started out as a cookware company over 100 years ago. It started out as a cookware company over 100 years ago. It's our original product. I'm going to give you my brief little blurb on cookware. This isn't a cookware talk, but my intro on cookware is, Ms. Jones, it's 5 layers thick, so things don't stick and burn like normal stainless. It's 5 layers thick, so things don't stick and burn like normal stainless. And it worked like nonstick without all the toxic coatings on there. That's how I intro cookware to every single customer. Ms. Jones, just so you know, Cutco actually started out as a cookware company over 100 years ago. What's cool is it's 5 layers thick, making things not stick and burn like normal stainless. Basically cooking the same way that nonstick does without all the toxic coatings on there. Then we got famous for the knives in the 40s, which you guys know and love. And we even have an upgrade program for our Cutco customers to get the customer requested pizza. This, after they tell you, yeah, I'm good on knives, no worries. Let me give you the other update. Show them this. We're also the last USA made flat burst spoons and forks. We're also the last USA made flat burst spoons and forks. What's cool about our flatware is it looks like your fancy stuff, but it's designed for everyday use. What's cool about flatware is that it looks like your fancy stuff, but it's designed for everyday use. Doesn't rust or tarnish. Doesn't rust or tarnish. And it's dishwasher safe. And then lastly, Ms. Jones, we have your gadgets and accessories collection. Lastly, Ms. Jones, we have your gadgets and accessories collection. This is for my customers who are tired of buying cheap can openers, wine openers, and veggie peelers over and over again. This is for my customers who are tired of buying cheap can openers, wine openers, and veggie peelers over and over again and want to get one good gadget that's going to last them forever. Mr. Jones, now that I've told you about those different packages, which do you want me to tell you a little bit more about? Which are you more curious about? The upgrade program? Gadgets and accessories? Or a little bit of everything? And you build that wish list as fat as you can make it. I'll know that it's easier to close a $2,000 package when you start at $5,000. Everybody knows that. So that's all the time that I have for you guys today. But I think, Alex, you said that we could go till 8, if I remember right. So if anybody has any questions they want to ask, now would be a perfect.
Xander's got one for you.
I got a takeaway and a question. Question's like
Okay.
not huge, but just that takeaway of making that expectation before service call is super important, right? Of course, like service before sales, but like sharpen their knives, and also bring that value of, hey, Miss Jones, I'm going to show you how to use a knife for the right job so it dulls less. We'll also give you some like cooking guides where maybe this is the stuff I got from Devin like 2 days ago, my mentor, and also too like just having those 4 main points: sharpen knives, send them back, tips and tricks, and just showing the discounts with being low pressure. Like, hey, Miss Jones, I'm going to put this on your radar because, well, Cutco makes me do it, but, you know, since I'm seeing you all day, I have to show you the best stuff, right? That kind of thing. So that's one big takeaway.
Yep. Use Cutco as like a fallback. Like, hey, Cutco just asks while I'm there, I show you guys the new stuff.
Right.
Blame it on Cutco.
Always do. And the last question is not important, but like it's important. But how do you where do you get your literature laminated at? Like, you go to Office Depot, or is there like somewhere you go like personal that's cheap?
Yeah, go to Office Depot.
Okay.
We have a Cutco discount code.
We do? All right.
For there, yeah.
Do you mind sharing that with me?
Text me, and I can send it to you.
Thank you.
Other questions
Or takeaways.
or takeaways?
Do you approach a single parent differently than you would a couple?
Not really.
A
No.
mom, so like if a mom came up.
I've learned long ago that I just, you can't judge people when you're doing a service call in particular, because these people have already invested into Cutco, so they already know the quality. They have some idea on the price. So like I will show anybody anything, and you know, when I go over those 4 points, if they're, you know, curious about a full cookware set, I will show them and pitch them a full cookware set. Doesn't matter if they're single, married, whatever. Because I've learned long ago that whether or not somebody gets anything today, I know that I've built a relationship that's going to last for years. I know that in the future, when they are ready to buy, I'm their guy. So I show everybody as much things as I can show them, as they're curious about, you know, because you never know who, like, you know, you might not be able to buy a cookware set today, but you might see them at a show in 2 months and they're ready. You know, and if you do these consistent marketing, that I think we're going to talk about briefly a little bit in a second, you know, that's when you can really swoop in and help take care of all these clients.
Seth, you probably saved me about 30 minutes on my service calls, just going over that first, like, I would go paring knife, trimmer, chopping knives. All right, Miss Jones, you feel like you need another chopping knife? You just saved me a bunch of time with that. Because, like, I just, like, I thought it was like you open it up and show them the whole upgrade, but I didn't know you just
Mhm.
throw out those keys.
Use that brochure.
Yeah.
Use that brochure.
I was just using the brochure wrong. That's the thing.
Yeah, like, hey, no, yeah. So if you guys don't know, the brochure opens up and has all these. I rarely open this up, so that's why I keep mine outside of my blue book, and then I just kind of keep it by me, and I keep my finger on here. They don't open it up. This is useful when you need to customize. You don't have to customize. I don't customize very often anymore, but in that situation where somebody like looks at, I like the upgrade, use all the pieces, but man, I just wouldn't use a cleaver. I just genuinely wouldn't use it. Hey, no worries. Since I'm a Cutco professional, I can go ahead and customize it for you. Normally, when you customize anything, it costs more, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to match the same price for you. So, do you know how like when you add like tomatoes onto your burger, it like costs a little bit more? It's normally the same thing with Cutco, but I'm going to waive that customization fee for you. Can I show you some other options some of my clients like to do instead of the cleaver? And then go over to more options.
Yeah, I had a question. I know you said you were sharing your goals on the service call, but are you doing that like? I mean, I know that you're more experienced, but obviously, when you first started off, were you sharing your goals like before, during, or after the service call?
I do it right away. I build a report and I share my goals. So it's like, cool, how long have you had your Cutco? Awesome, cool, how'd you get it? Fantastic. Well, hey, real quick, do you mind if I share a couple of my goals with you real quick? And then share your goals. And you want to share why you're sharing your goals in this situation. Because it's not like a demo where like, okay, you mentioned in the approach, like, hey, you know, you're helping me out. Like, you're helping them out in this situation. So you want to share like, hey, I like to share this just so you know who I am. Because I'm not some random knife guy. I'm going to be your Cutco guy from here on out. And that's how I like intro my goals. It's like, yeah, I'm not just like some random knife. I'm going to be your Cutco guy from here on out. I've been doing this for 8 years. And then I go into my goals.
I've got one that's kind of like a weird scenario kind of, but like say you're doing a service call for someone who like recently inherited it from like their grandpa and like they don't necessarily know the value. Do you try to build a value or?
Yeah. So in that situation, I always will go over the guarantee with them to remind them like, hey, this is what your Cutco is. And then I'll open up my blue book and show specials and show them like, hey, just so you know, your set that you have retails for like $2,000. They're like, oh my gosh. And then you always say like, but like, wouldn't you agree that like it's worth it? You have a knife guy coming over to sharpen your Cutco for you. And you like make it fun. They're like, yeah, I mean, definitely. It's just a lot more than I expected. And I was like, I know, it's fantastic. And you still get the forever guarantee with your knives, even though you inherited your Cutco. And one day, you'll be able to pass down your Cutco to your kids, and they'll have the guarantee with it when the set's worth 10 times as much. Now they just said 10 times as much, $2,000. Oh my gosh, this set could be worth $20,000 when I pass it down. Now that's the biggest price that's in their brain. Then when I show them the upgrade, it's only $2,300. They're like, oh, it's not 20 grand. So the idea behind, you know, the service call approach that I do is like, show them the big numbers. Don't be afraid of the big numbers. I show them the retail price of the Ultimate when I show them the Ulti upgrade. And then what you're doing is you're price positioning Cutco against Cutco. Does that make sense?
Hey Seth, what was one mistake that you made when you first started doing service calls, and that you think that you could teach us? You can learn from.
Yeah. The first thing I said when I got on here, I didn't set expectations at all. And I said, yeah, I'm going to come over sharpen your knives for you. That was it. I didn't do a expectation setting. I didn't even do a firm up, anything like that. I just was like, cool, 9 o'clock worked for you on Friday. Perfect. I'll see you then. That was it. I did a lot of service calls, and they weren't great because I didn't set expectations. People would be like, whoa, you're trying to sell me stuff? I'm like, yeah, I don't get paid to sharpen. They're like, I'm good. I don't need anything. Now that I set expectations with people on the phone after I book, I'll have like one in like every like 200 people that after I mention, hey, and Cutco has me show you some of the new packages and programs, they were like, whoa, I don't get paid to, or I don't need anything new. Like, no worries. Cutco just asked that I show it to you.
Yeah, I say that.
And if they're still like, I don't want to be pitched, then I tell people like, hey, no worries. Just so you know, I don't get paid to sharpen Cutco. So if you want, I can send you an email on how to send off your Cutco to the factory and get them factory sharpened. If they're like completely against me showing them anything on there, not worth my time. But most of those people, I will share this, most of those people, when you get there, they're going to look at some stuff. It was awesome. So set expectations. That's my biggest tip. And firm up. If you want, I can do my firm up real quick. Let me share that.
Your firm up on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Can you send it to me? Because I'm putting the phoning script on the website, and so that way I'll just put it on the website for you.
Yep. Text me and I'll send it to you tomorrow.
Seth, do you say on the phone? Like my bad. Do you say on the phone? Like let's say Miss Jones says, like an objection handling. Say like, Miss Jones, I'm like, hey, no, I'm already having enough knives, and you're like, well, something that I say, I don't know if you do this. I'm like, Miss Jones, my goal is not to sell you any knives, but a relationship that's going to last a lifetime. And usually that does work for me. Do you use anything like that? Or no, like what?
So if they tell you, hey, I don't want any more knives, like what do you respond with? Is that your question?
Yeah. Like let's say this guy is I don't know, a businessman, and he doesn't really he's never heard of Cutco before. And he's just like, yeah, we're going to knives. What would you
This is a demo or a service call?
I'm saying like a call, you're on the phone with somebody. It's like an objection approach.
On a demo lead or a service call lead?
Service call lead.
2 different responses. Service call lead, you can just kind of bank back on that service. Like, hey, no worries. You know, I'm there to service you at the highest level because I was actually trained on how to professionally sharpen Cutco. They just asked that I show you some of the new stuff while I'm there, but I sharpen the serrated edges, the straight ones, and I even help you send off anything that needs to go back to the factory while I'm there. So would 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock be better for you on Friday?
Okay, I like that.
Just bulldoze through it.